Nice Fox in here. Let's just go ahead and jump into this review. And let's start with the biggest thing out of this chapter. That freaking cliffhanger ending. I mean, Attack on Titan has had some good ones, but this one by far is the best one. At least from recent chapters. It is funny how Reiner ends up meeting an older Eren in some basement. Is the solution to the current events going to be sparked from what comes out of this basement? It just brings a funny parallel to what happened before with the other basement. But for their actual meeting, I could only imagine what this conversation is going to be like. Either way, like I mentioned in my recent theory video, I really don't think it's going to be hard at all to convince Reiner to join up with Eren. And there really might be another reason for why this is going to be easy, and that is Eren's love letter. It's practically confirmed that Eren's been exchanging letters with his older brother Zeke. At the beginning of the chapter, I just thought how it was strange that Zeke mentioned something about acting like an older brother. I mean, what would this guy know about that? And then later you see Eren with that baseball glove. The only two guys you saw playing baseball included Zeke. And then, right before the festival started, you had Zeke encouraging Reiner to follow Falco. If that doesn't confirm it, I don't know what will. Of course, besides the next chapter. I do think this is part of Zeke's way of testing Reiner too. If Zeke just told him he was working with Eren, I'm sure that Reiner would blindly follow him. But right here, Zeke wants to see Reiner making that choice on his own. But let's say just by some chance that if it's not Zeke, I'd be in complete shock. For now, that's what I'm going to be assuming. Eren and Zeke must have been able to work something out over that 1 month period. You saw how Eren mentioned how he's going to return home after the festival, so whatever they're planning is going to happen really soon. It's going to be the Attack Titan, the Beast Titan, plus the Armor Titan versus the Warhammer Titan. This does bring up the question about who else is going to come along. It's basically all the Titan shifters versus the world. I think Peak and her card Titan will follow Zeke. Hell, she might already be aware about the plan. As for the Jaws Titan, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't follow along, but right now I do see him joining up with Eren too, especially after seeing some of the events from Ymir's memories. This means it's gonna come down to all Titans versus the Warhammer Titan. And let's not forget one major thing. Eren should have the coordinate power as long as he gets friendly with Zeke. This just makes you wonder even more, what is the Warhammer Titan's ability? It's gotta have some super special ultimate power to fight these guys off. And since we're talking about the Warhammer Titan, let's talk about Willy Tybur. And yes, officially it is Willy, not Billy. Which really, I'm really glad about that. So far from what you've seen, Willy has been seen as this perfect, smart individual. In this chapter, you're gonna see that he's beloved by a bunch of other nations' leaders. So he's got quite the influence. Willy practically has them eating out of his hand. With the festival almost here, Willy mentioned the previous night about revealing his ultimate solution there. It sounds like this final solution type of plan. I mean, it's really not hard to draw the parallel with all the Nazi similarities already seen. Does Willy's master plan really include exterminating all other Eldians? I think there has to be more to his plan, especially when you consider the words he used. He mentions Titans, instead of explicitly saying Eldians. Next up, let's go back to the beginning of the chapter. At the start, you have Reiner helping out with the upcoming attack on Paradise Island. It's now literally going to be Attack on Titan. I do like how they address the issue of not attacking from the north right here. Reiner even goes further and brings up other possibilities to consider. It's funny how the military guy takes offense to Reiner's comment really quickly. I mean, are you just gonna ignore the advice from someone that was there for years? This really further highlights how incompetent the Marley military is. Next up, let me also bring up the Asian clan. You saw this Asian woman from that clan at that party before the festival. Could she be related to Mikasa and her mother? From the brief interaction, it seems that she does not hate Eldians, perhaps even sympathizes with them. And in that final shot, you see this A symbol behind them. Interesting. I'm guessing really soon we're gonna find out the importance of that Asian clan. Otherwise, the mention of her clan wouldn't have gotten such a big focus here if it wasn't important. Also notice how she was wearing a kimono. So this Asian clan is confirmed to be this world's version of Japanese. The real question is, are they gonna side with the Eldians? Perhaps Hanji and friends already gathered a new ally. Up next, let's talk about Dr. Jaeger. Eren just so happened to run into Grisha's father, aka his grandfather, by chance. And I gotta hand it to Isayama, he really got me with this scene. I was thinking, oh no, Eren, your cover's totally blown. Except that wasn't the case. It turns out that Dr. Jaeger is just some loony in a mental hospital. The question now is, why is he there? Whatever happened to him? Is it simply due to old age? Or could Dr. Jaeger be suffering from some sort of PTSD? It also is weird how he managed to figure out what Eren was making Falco do. I mean, if this mentally ill guy was able to figure it out, it makes you wonder who else noticed. And right before he broke down, it really seemed like this guy had a lot of regrets. And then also take a notice of how he looks in this final shot of Dr. Jaeger breaking down. That expression really reminds me of something you see on Titans. I don't think that's a coincidence. Let me also mention some of the warriors, Gabby and Falco. Both of these two got a lot of focus in this chapter. For Falco, it was mostly from his involvement with the older Eren, but there was something extra. Falco managed to surpass Gabby for the first time ever. They were making such a big deal out of it. I'm gonna take a guess that with Reiner's influence, Falco really is gonna be the one that gets picked to be the next armored titan. Gabby also got a good amount of screen time. I'm really starting to feel for her character. There was that moment of Falco confessing his feelings to her, but it turns out that Gabby is as dense as Eren used to be. There was also that line from Gabby that was really on the nose, about how things were about to change. It's almost like Gabby can sense the future. Unfortunately, I don't think either of these guys will get any Titan abilities. Right now, we're supposed to feel even closer to them. With Gabby's sudden interest into Willy, I really think some heavy death flags are being set up. But who knows, maybe you see something different. Do you see either of these characters making it out alive? Also, here's some bonus scenes that I really liked. The first is Gabby waking up. It was a fun little scene, but specifically notice a close-up on her face. This really reminds me of how detailed Isayama could be on the characters when he really wants to. Gabby right here is also reminding me of a mixture between Eren and Mikasa. She's like a little badass in the making. The other scene I really loved was how Reiner was treating them to different foods. This included pizza. I think without a doubt, Reiner's thinking back to everyone he's lost back on Paradise Island. This includes both the warrior group and the scouts. Alright, so now let me hear from you. Question of the day. What do you think Reiner will do next? Is he gonna side with Eren and Zeke? Or will he go tell Willy about what's going on? And how do you think the events of this festival are gonna play out? I got a feeling that the entire next chapter is gonna be Reiner and Eren talking, combined with some Zeke flashbacks. As always, be sure to give this a colossal thumbs up and subscribe, especially if you're excited for the next chapter. Definitely go ahead and check out my recent Attack on Titan theory videos and other anime news videos, and I'll see you guys later.